Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into an absolute masterclass in digital transformation. We're going to explore exactly how Zweifel Chips and Snacks AG completely revolutionized their laboratory operations and streamlined their quality control by adopting one LIMS.
Okay, let's just jump right in with a metric that honestly sounds a little unbelievable. 0. Yep, you heard that right. 0% lost samples. And this is for Zweifel, Switzerland's absolute market leader in chips and snacks, operating out of Spreitenbach. This isn't just some theoretical quality assurance goal they're aiming for. This is their actual daily operational reality. So it really begs the question, right? How exactly does a company with 500 employees guarantee total quality control across its entire production line without losing a single sample? I mean, it's a massive logistical challenge, managing rigorous testing for a food manufacturer of that size, making sure every single bag of chips hits a gold standard. How do they pull that off without a single drop of data slipping through the cracks? Section 1. The past problem. Chaos in the lab. To really get why a digital solution is such a game changer, we have to look at the mess QA managers dealt with before 2021. Back then, Zweifel managed its chemical testing using a highly fragmented, entirely manual system. We're talking cluttered paper sheets on clipboards, clashing with these messy, endlessly sprawling Excel spreadsheets. And the result? Well, frequent errors, completely lost samples, and manual trend analyses that were just incredibly tedious. When your data is scattered across physical binders and isolated files, just trying to track down a single test result turns into a frustrating nightmare. And keep in mind, we're not talking about simple checks here. This is rigorous, daily chemical testing. They're constantly monitoring salt content, fat content, and water content, which they actually call the crisp factor, which I love because it's literally the core of the product's appeal. They're also tracking acrylamide levels in potatoes. If a technician has to manually transfer data from a physical notebook into a spreadsheet for every single batch just to track these metrics, it's completely unsustainable. The room for human error is just huge. And this brings us to a really pivotal realization, which Hadassa Zolliker, Zweifel's head of quality assurance, hit right on the head. She said, "We looked at other LIMS our partner labs were using. After comparing those, we decided on one LIMS. It was small enough and had exactly what we needed." This perfectly captures the frustration lab directors have with those overly complex, bloated software packages. They didn't want a massive system with a million features they'd never even touch. They just needed a tailored, clean solution that actually fit their specific workflow. Section 2. The one LIMS solution. Now, a transition like this doesn't happen by accident. It's a deliberate process. Their search for a laboratory information management system actually started back in 2018. By 2020, they were running targeted workshops and doing cost-benefit analyses directly with the One LIMS team to make sure it was a perfect fit for their QA processes. And by mid-2021, they achieved a remarkably smooth adoption. The big takeaway here is that despite the totally normal anxiety teams feel about ditching their familiar paper systems, a well-designed, intuitive digital platform makes the switch absolutely seamless. And the resulting workflow? It is brilliantly effortless. Step 1, you centralize all your master data in the cloud. Step 2, you print a unique barcode label for the physical sample. Step 3, you just scan the barcode. Instantly, the entire analysis history pops up on screen, and you can access it from anywhere. It's total, uncompromised traceability. Hadassa actually grounded this whole process in reality for us. She noted, now, every sample in the lab has an identification label which you can scan to find the analysis. This is a major benefit we have with One LIMS. By simply giving every single sample a scannable digital identity, that historical headache of misplaced samples or mismatched test results, it completely vanished. Oh, and there was this massive, completely unexpected perk to having everything centralized in the cloud. Because One LIMS kept all the data on one unified platform, it meant everything was accessible remotely. So during the COVID-19 pandemic, team members could pull up and analyze critical quality data right from their living rooms without needing to be physically standing at the lab bench. That kind of operational resilience is absolutely priceless for a market leader. Section 3. Compliance and Future Outlook. Because, let's be real, operational relief, like just getting through the day without losing a sample, that's really only the beginning. The real magic happens when audit time rolls around. With integrated test plans right inside One LIMS, testing schedules are totally automated now. Whether a parameter needs a monthly, quarterly, or annual check, the system assigns it and actively tracks if it's done. No more relying on human memory.
It hands auditors perfectly clear, instantly accessible, transparent records. And for a premium brand like Zweifel, audits are quite literally everything. They hold the FSSC 22000 certification, which is the global guarantee for the absolute highest food safety and quality management standards. With OneLimbs, staying on track for these audits became totally effortless. Everything an auditor needs is exactly where it should be, tracked, verified, and time-stamped.
Of course, any kind of change requires a bit of an adjustment period, right? Even for the auditors. As Hadassa mentioned, our auditors used to work with Excel spreadsheets, so they needed some time to move. But as they familiarized with using the system, they clearly saw the benefits. It's just a great reminder that while moving people off legacy spreadsheets takes a minute of getting used to, the sheer speed and transparency of a sleek digital system wins them over every single time. But here's the thing, the innovation isn't stopping. OneLimbs is truly a future-proof partner. Right now, Zweifel is actually assessing the direct integration of their physical laboratory testing devices straight into the platform. They're looking specifically at that high-frequency acrylamide testing in potatoes. Just imagine the efficiency there. A machine runs a chemical test, and the data automatically populates into the cloud. You completely bypass manual entry altogether.
Section 4, Your Digital Lag. We kicked off this explainer with a pretty bold metric, and we're ending with the powerful reality behind it. As Hadassa puts it, we don't lose samples anymore. Every sample is accounted for, and we make sure all necessary parameters are measured. I mean, that is the ultimate return on investment. It's that absolute peace of mind you get when you have total accountability and flawless, uninterrupted quality control. So for all the QA managers and lab directors tuning in right now, I've got to ask you directly, are you ready to digitalize your food safety lab? Are you finally ready to leave behind the chaos of clipboards, missing data, and endless spreadsheets? Seriously, it is time to stop wasting your day on manual records. Head over to onelimbs.com today to download our free lab digitalization guide at onelimbs.com/lab-digitalization-guide and go ahead and request your custom demo. OneLimbs, cloud-based LIMS software for modern laboratories. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and here is to 0% lost samples in your lab's future.